Welcome, children. Today we take up the third act, scene 1, Venice, a street, enter Salanio and Salarino. In this scene, we come to know that Antonio's ships have run aground. His losses are said to be too heavy for him to that he cannot pay back the loan which he has taken from Shylock, Salanio. Two characters enter the scene presently, Salanio and Salarino. Salanio, what? Now what news on the Rialto? Oh no, what is the news from the stock exchange? Rialto is actually Venetian stock exchange. Salarino, why? Yet it lives there unchecked, that Antonio hath a ship of rich lading wrecked on the narrow seas. The Goodwins, I think they call the place, a very dangerous, flat, and fatal, where the carcasses of many a tall ship lie buried. As they say, if my gossip report be an honest woman of her word. Why? It is still reported without any contradiction that it is an undeniable fact here. He says that Antonio hath a ship. Antonio has a ship which is full of cargo, rich cargo. It is wrecked, you can say destroyed, broken on the narrow seas. Narrow seas is referred to English Channel. In narrow seas, the Goodwins. The Goodwin sands near the mouth of river Thames. And here the scene is of many shipwrecks actually. I think they call the place. Here, this is a place is called Goodwin Sands. It's a very dangerous place. It's shallow. And I think they call the place a very dangerous, flat and fatal. It's a dangerous sandbank. It's a sandbank which is very dangerous, you can say, where the carcasses of many a tall ship lie buried, where the wrecks of the parts of or the pieces of many tall ships. Tall ships means good big ships are lying buried. As they say, if my gossip report be an honest woman of her word. As he has heard it, if a talkative gossip report, a talkative women's rumor. Generally, women are said to be talkative. And the reason behind it can be many times in the past, women did not go out to work and they had little extra time left. And when they had time, they would speak to neighbors, other women. And now also you just see, when we talk for a short period, we have something important to speak, which is a proper one. But as we speak for a longer time, we find that our talk is unnecessary one. We simply speak about things what are not necessary at all. It's unnecessary talk, you can say. So here he says, if we have to believe what a talkative woman's rumor is the thing which need not be true actually. Be an honest woman of her word. If we have to believe that a talkative woman's words are true, then this is what is said about his ships. These words are spoken by Salarino. Salarino, you have to learn this particular dialogue, put a tick mark and write learn. Salanio. I would she were as lying a gossip in that as ever nabbed Ginger or made her neighbors believe she wept for the death of her third husband. In Elizabethan drama, in those days, actually, especially, old people were said to eat ginger because it keeps the stomach warm and it also aids digestion. Now, also, we have the habit of, many of them have the habit of using ginger in the dishes which we prepare, the curries and other things which we prepare. The reason behind it is it helps in digestion, it's good for digestion. So, those days people used to believe the same. He says, I would she were lying a gossip in that as ever nabbed Ginger. That rumor, which is said to, which is personified as a woman, is a big liar, he says. Because as an old woman chewed ginger, when you chew ginger, what happens? It is very pungent, you can say. When it's pungent, what is that? Ghatu, you say in Telugu. What happens is when you eat little bigger piece of ginger, your eyes, water would come to your eyes, like tears. You're not able to manage that. And when your eyes are full of tears, it looks as though you're crying. Why that happens? Because of the taste of it. Here, a woman made people believe she ate ginger maybe, and she wept. Same thing as I told you, when you eat a big piece of ginger, what happens? The same thing happened here. And she made the people believe that she was crying at the death of her third husband, a woman, some particular woman. But it is true. Without any slips of proximity or crossing the plain highway of talk, that the good Antonio, the honest Antonio, oh, that I had a title good enough to keep his name company. He says, without speaking much, using long or boring speeches, it's true. Without using more simply, instead of prolonging for a longer time and coming straight forward to the topic, let me say that the good Antonio, the honest Antonio, oh, that I had a title good enough to keep his name company. Oh, I wish I had a better adjective. He has given good Antonio, honest Antonio, like that, isn't it? Good, honest, all these he has used. Same way he says, if I had a better adjective worthy enough of being added to his name. Whose name? Antonio's name. To keep his name company. That is, which is to be added to his name so that it is suitable to him. This line, this dialogue of Salanio also you have to learn. Salarino, come, the full stop. Now, come on, get to the end of your story now. Salanio, how? What says thou? What did you say? Why the end is he hath lost the ship. Now, if I tell you briefly, I must say that he has lost the ship. Who has lost the ship? Antonio has lost the ship. Instead of telling the whole thing in such a prolonged manner, let me tell you briefly that Antonio has lost the ship. Salarino, I would It might prove the end of his losses. I hope it's the end of all his losses. Salanio, let me say Amen betimes. Amen is used to, you say, let it be so, as you say the word tathastu, something like that. He says, let me say that betimes, immediately. As soon as you say that this should be the end of the his losses. His refers to Antonio's losses. When you say this word, immediately I should say Amen. Because if I don't say immediately, lest the devil cross my prayer. Otherwise, the before devil can ruin anything else anymore, let me say that. What will he say? He will say Amen. For here he comes in the likeness of a Jew. And there they find that Shylock is coming. And they give the name Shylock, devil. So, devil in the form of Jew. Enter Shylock. How now, Shylock? What news among the merchants? Okay. Well, hello, Shylock. What is the news today among the merchants? Shylock. You knew none so well as you, of my daughter's flight. This is Shylock says, you know it better than anyone else that my daughter, about my daughter's escape or elopement. Celarino, that's certain. I, for my part, knew the tailor that made the wings she flew withal. He says, that's quite correct. Because I know the tailor who made the wings she flew withal. If you compare her with the bird, whom? Shylock's daughter Jessica with a bird, then a bird will use wings to fly. Here, they are not wings. He says, I know the tailor who made the wings. Here, I know the tailor who stitched her dress, he means. And Celanio. And Shylock, for his own part, knew the bird was fledged, and then it is the complexion of them all to leave the dam. And Shylock, for his part, knew the bird was fledged. The bird was ready to fly. And then it is the nature, complexion, nature of them to leave the dam, to leave the mother. If you have ever observed the birds build a nest, they lay the eggs, they are there, the birds are there till those eggs don't hatch, the young ones come out, and then they feed them for some time, for a few days, until unless the birds are not good enough to fly. Once they learn to fly properly a little, the parent birds leave those birds and go away. Same thing he says. You know that it's the nature of birds to leave the mother bird and fly when it gets ready to fly. Shylock, she is damned for it. She will be damned for doing so. She'll be cursed for doing so. He's very angry. She'll go to hell for that, he says. Salarino, that's certain if the devil may be her judge. Surely, surely she may go to hell. If devil is the judge, she'll go to hell. Otherwise, no. Shylock, my own flesh and blood to rebel? My own flesh and my own blood. Who is his own flesh and blood? His own daughter Jessica has rebelled against him. He is shocked. He feels very bad. Celarino, there is more difference between thy flesh and hers than between jet and ivory. See how these people are provoking Shylock. They are making him angry. Here, whatever actions of Shylock you see, they are motivated by three passions. First is passion for revenge, passion for money, passion for his race and religion. Then Salarino says there is difference between your flesh and hers, as there is difference between jet and ivory. You know what is jet? Ivory. Jet is black in color, and ivory is white in color. As this is a difference between these colors and these two items, the same way there is difference between you and her. More between your bloods than there is between red wine and greenish. Even there is a lot of difference in your blood of yours and hers, as there is between ordinary red wine and expensive white German wine. As the difference is between the red wine and the expensive white German wine, same way there is a difference between you both also. But tell us, do you hear whether Antonio have had any loss at sea or not? But tell us one thing. Have you heard anything about Antonio's loss at sea? Has he incurred any loss? This dialogue of Salarino you have to learn. Put a tick mark. Shylock. There I have another bad match. And he says, oh God, I have another bad thing to face. A bankrupt, a prodigal, who dares scarce show his head on the Rialto, a beggar that was used to come to so smug upon the mart. Let him look to his bond. He was wont to call me usurer. Let him look to his bond. He was wont to lend money for a Christian courtesy. Let him look to his bond. Oh God, I have another problem now. That fellow, who is that fellow? Antonio is a bankrupt now. Bassanio, a spendthrift. Even Antonio also is something like a spendthrift in the mind, in the what do you call opinion of Shylock. The reason is uh, because he feels that Antonio used to give money out of without interest to the people who need it. That is the reason. So he calls him like that. So I have another problem now. A bankrupt, a prodigal, who dares scarce show his head on the Rialto. He is the one who hardly shows his face at the stock exchange, Rialto Stock Exchange. A beggar that was used to come so smug upon the mart. Now he is a beggar, and who used to come much self-satisfied to the stock exchange, mart stock exchange. When you're self-satisfied, you come with an air of confidence. There's a smile on your face. He used to come like that to the stock exchange. Let him look at his bond. Let him look to his bond. He was wont to call me usurer. Now let him take care of his bond. He used to call me money lender. Let him look to his bond. He was wont to lend money for a Christian courtesy. Now let him take care of his bond. Because he used to lend money free of interest as an act of Christian courtesy, charity. He used to give to the people without any interest. Let him look to his bond. Now let him take care of his bond now. Salarino, why I am sure if he forfeit, thou will not take his flesh. What's that good for? He says, well, I am sure that if he is unable to pay in time, you will not take his flesh. Because what is the use of that flesh? I don't think you will take the flesh from him. Shylock. Now this, the previous dialogue of Shylock also you have to learn. Now, Shylock says, to bait fish withal, if it will feed nothing else. No, no. I will take money. If doesn't help me, if it is of no use to me, at least it can be used to catch fish. You know, when they catch fish, they have a long stick kind and some rope is attached to it. At the end, there is one string kind, and they put some meat or something like some piece of it. So that is used as a bait to catch the fish. So he says, I will use that flesh like that to as a bait for the fish to catch the fish. I'll be happy that I'm able to take revenge. That will feed my revenge. He had disgraced me. He has dishonored me, hindered me 500,000. He has made me lose 500,000, 500,000 ducats. Laughed at my losses. He made fun of my losses, mocked at my gains. He even made fun of my gains also. How he made fun of his gains? Because whatever amount he got as profit, that was in the interest which he took from the people. So he made fun of him. See this fellow, what a dirty creature he is. He's taking interest like that. Scorned my nation and thwarted my bargains. He even said bad words about my nation, and he interfered my business dealings. Cooled my friends, heated mine enemies. Because of him, many friends I have lost, and heated mine enemies, incited, provoked my enemies. And what's his reason? Why did he do all these things? Do you know? Because I am a Jew. As I am a Jew, he did all these things. Has not a Jew eyes? Do you think the Jew doesn't have eyes? Had not a Jew hands? A Jew doesn't have any hands? Organs, dimensions, senses? You think a Jew doesn't have any organs? Different parts of the body he doesn't have? Dimensions, limbs, hands and legs, senses? He also has the same senses, affections, passions. Do you think Jew doesn't have all these things? Fed with the same food, hurt with the same weapons. We also eat the same food. Jews also eat the same food. They are fed with the same food. They are also hurt with the same weapon as anybody else. You can injure a person with the same weapon. If you can injure a Christian with a knife, a Jew also can be injured in the same manner, subject to the same diseases. And also, we also suffer with the same diseases, healed by the same means. And same medicine can be used to cure each other, each of them, whether the person is a Christian or a Jew. Warmed and cooled by the same winter and summer. We also feel very hot during summer and feel cool during the winters. As a Christian is, same way as a Christian would feel. All these things are same to us also, to our Jews also. If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you take a needle and just scratch with it or pierce into our body, don't we feel the pain? Or don't we bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you tickle us, you tickle a baby just under the arms to make the child laugh. So in the same way, if you tickle us, don't we laugh? Only Christians can laugh and Jews cannot laugh. Is there anything like that? So if you poison us, do we not die? And if you poison us, if you give poison to a Jew, Jew also will die, isn't it? If you wrong us, shall we not revenge? If you do anything wrong against us, if you harm us, we should not take revenge in that case. Tell me. If we are like you in the rest, we will resemble you in that. If we are same like you in this matter, we will be the same in all the other things also. In that case, what happens? That if a Jew wrong a Christian, what is his humility? If a Jew does anything wrong against a Christian, what will the Christian do? He'll remain humble. He'll say, okay, let him do it. Let me bear it patiently. No, he will not remain quiet. He'll not be patient. Revenge. If a Christian wrong a Jew, what should his sufferance be by a Christian example? In the same way, if a Christian does a mistake against a Jew, what should his sufferance be by the Christian? What example will a Christian set at that time? Why? Revenge. He'll surely take revenge. If you harm me, if somebody harms a Christian, will he be quiet? No, he will take revenge. Same way, if somebody is harming Jews, why should we be quiet? You're teaching. The villainy you teach me, I will execute. The behavior, the strange, the wicked behavior which you teach, you're teaching me, I will also behave in the same manner. I also will carry out the same. And it shall go hard, but I will better the instruction. If I don't learn lessons from you people, what you have taught, it will be strange on my part. I will surely do what you have taught me. So say this dialogue of Shylock is important. Learn that. Goodbye for today.